better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Woohoo!
Oh my goodness.
That's fun. Good morning. Good morning and welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm Theresa Fieberts, and you are a divine light. Yeah, you are a unique incarnation of the One. You are here to give your unique gifts, to share yourself with the world, to shine bright. And to be at peace. Yeah? And to be at peace. Together, today, we are raising the vibration of the planet. Yeah? You with me on that at home? Yeah? You with me? We're raising the vibration of the planet. I started last week with a definition of peace. Peace is freedom from disturbance. Freedom from disturbance. And Ernest Holmes wrote in the Declaration of Principles way back, probably darn close to 100 years ago, right? We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. He also wrote in his book, Your Invisible Power, the peace that is within you is not something separate from God. I tell you, I love these ideas. They get me excited. Doesn't matter how long I've been listening to them, reading them, studying them. That gets me excited, doesn't it you? The peace that is within you is not something separate from God. It is not something that bombards you from the outside in. This peace is something that expands from within. Feel into that. There's peace in here, and it expands from within. We let it out. It expands from within. Always this peace has been in you. Always this peace has nestled at the center of your being, ready to reveal its perfection and harmony. Peace stands at the door of your consciousness and awaits your acceptance of it. However, it does not stand outside your door waiting to get in, as much as it stands inside. It stands inside, waiting to be expressed in everything that you do. Let's take this idea into consciousness, that there is that peace, that freedom from discord of every nature, that place of calm, place of contentment, ease, grace, a harmony. That right here, right now, we invite out. Right here, right now. Let us release our splendor. I affirm for myself, for each person here in this room, for everyone at home, for everyone everywhere that desires freedom from discord, that desires to walk through these holy days in a way that is uplifting, beautiful, peace-filled, joy-filled, comforting, comfortable, expansive, free. So I claim, whether it's the music, the message, the reading, the person next to you, this beautiful garden in which we sit in, the coffee you're having at home, whatever it is that touches your soul, reminds us of this truth, this day, and we go out changed and make a difference in the world. I claim this truth for myself and all of us, and so it is.
So it is.
All right, we have great music this morning. This whole month has been a real community effort, I think, in the music department, and I'm excited about that. Enjoy.
You've heard this one earlier this month, but let's remind ourselves to simplify the holidays. Simplify, simplify, simplify the holidays. Oh, what fun it is to let Spirit light the way. Simplify, simplify, simplify the holidays. Oh, what fun it is to let Spirit light the way. No dashing through the mall at a hectic breakneck pace, trying to find it all just to be in their good grace. Let's try something new this time around. Spend some time in silence to see what can be found. Oh, simplify, simplify, simplify the holidays. Oh, what fun it is to let Spirit light the way. Hey, simplify, simplify, simplify the holidays. Oh, what fun it is to let Spirit light the way. A day or two ago, I was feeling kinda low. I went within to pray, and I heard Spirit say, let go of your worry, trust your inner light. Have some fun and laugh and sing, and things will be alright. Oh, simplify, simplify, simplify the holidays. Oh, what fun it is to let Spirit light the way. Hey, simplify, simplify, simplify the holidays. Oh, what fun it is to let Spirit light the way. Oh, yes, thanks for singing with me.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Rosario, and I will be reading a short piece on joy, and it's appropriate because we got the holidays coming up, and of course, it's very important to me because I try to live this as often as I can. And it goes like this. In thy presence is fullness of joy. I turn my thought to joy, which I know is vibrating through all life. Through my own being, in my innermost mind and heart, I reach deep into the infinite and hear the songs of gladness that sings through all manifestation of life. I know that it also sings in me as I give it expression always. I feel the throb of life in all the harmony of form around me, in the trees, in the flowers, in the grass, in the blue sky and clouds, in the beauty of evening sunsets on Lido Beach. Kidding, I just threw that in. Wherever I look, I hear and feel the underlying joyous note that life sings and that comes to its culmination in spirit made manifest through each human being. Now deep within my innermost being, I attune myself to the God-conscious being that I truly am. I permit God's perfect idea of me to manifest, to flow into expression. I know that I, God's perfect expression, cannot contain grief, sadness, or inharmony. I know that in my true self, I am joy, for I am God love. My life is buoyant, vivacious, sparkling, and free. It contains all the good. It is unity, perfection, and love. And so I know that real me cannot be sad or dejected or heavy-hearted. Thank you all, and I wish you all a joyous holiday, and so it is.
So it is.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm feeling sparkly now. I like that word.
Uh-oh. Look at it.
I'm feeling sparkly. These Christmas songs, I tell you, I've been whistling them all week. And then it was time to sing one. And I couldn't decide which one I wanted to sing, so I just scribbled one out. And Frankie put some music to it, and Bobby and Rev G brought it to life with some guitar and some keys, so here it is. One, two, three, four. It's that time of year again when we search for a perfect gift. Just a chance to see a twinkle in my loved one's eye. I traveled the streets and sidewalks, even checked on Amazon. But the gift I want to give you was found on neither one. You see, Santa wants to visit, not just for one night. I am the gift when I'm present, you and I with a Christmas light. As you open a gift this Christmas, I dare you to truly know the greatest gift that you'll receive won't be wrapped in ribbons and bows. All around are signs of the season, there Santa trees and lights. But how I long for season's greetings of joy and peace tonight. So I bow my head in silence, and I know this for all who are here. The magic of Santa's spirit is ours throughout the year. You see, Santa wants to visit, but not just for one night. You are the gift when you're present, you and I with a Christmas light. As you open a gift this Christmas, I dare you to truly know the greatest gift that you'll receive. It won't be wrapped in ribbons and bows. Santa wants to visit, not just for one night. We are the gift when we're present, you and I with a Christmas light. As you open a gift this Christmas, I dare you to really know the greatest gift that you receive. It won't be wrapped in ribbons and bows. The greatest gift that you receive, it won't be wrapped with ribbons and bows. Thank you. I love you. Happy holidays. Happy everything.
Ooh, that's nice. That's really beautiful, Diana. Thank you. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love saying holy days instead of holidays. Just reminds me that there's many cultures celebrating right now. You know, last year, if you were with me last year at this time, every Sunday of the month, I did a different culture. I did a different celebration. We had Bodhi Day. We had Our Lady of Guadalupe, which was probably my favorite of all of them. I didn't really know that much about the story. It was beautiful. Anyway, down through the month. And so when I say holy days, it just helps me remember that many cultures, and you hear reason for the season, you know, don't forget the reason for the season. Well, there's lots of reasons for the season. Obviously, Christianity is celebrating the birth of baby Jesus, right? But we've got Hanukkah starting tonight, and that will go through the day after Christmas, to the 26th this year. There could be secular reasons for the season. You know, we like to get together with our family. It's a time of year where people make plans to get together with their family. We delight children. We love delighting the children, don't we? I mean, we look forward to it. Some people plan all year long, you know, the Santa part of it, which of course has its roots in pagan ritual, the showering of gifts. And then if you Google, because I did, if you Google reason for the season, guess what comes up? Planetary stuff. It's all the planets. That's the reason for our seasons, right? Yeah, the change of season is all about light and dark. It's all about where the earth is, where the sun, where the moon is. Yeah. So there's literal reasons for the season, right? So it's really, it's fun for me to look at that, and I like to dissect the words that way. But however you choose to celebrate, it's a time for reflection, I think, for all of us, no matter what our calling is to the season. It's a time to reflect. Yet, statistics show, and talking to your friends tell you, that it is the most distracting time of the year. It's harder for people to reflect. 88 up to, it depends on what survey you look at, up to 88% of Americans are stressed and depressed at the holidays. It's not the happiest time of the year when people go to give their opinion on these polls and surveys. Mostly it's lack of time and lack of money that's stressing people out. And I have to wonder, in this abundant universe, where we made up time and money, that's what makes us unhappy? Huh. Like, isn't that within our control? We made it up. But there's this overwhelming commercialism, this overwhelming hype around the whole thing that's screaming at us all the time. You know? And that is hard to get away from. It's just hard to get away from. It distracts us. The American Psychological Association says that there's certain groups that have the hardest time during this time of year. Number one, you probably would not guess it. It's Generation Z. 1997 to 2010, our kids' ages. Yeah, they're stressed. They're stressed. Single adults, stressed. But don't think just because you're married and you're in a family situation that you're not stressed. The average American family will have 6 arguments between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day. How you doing on that average? Yeah, and you're fighting over how much money you're going to spend on the presents, what to buy, who to visit, and where to go on Christmas Day. And I can solve that problem for you. Come here, we'll be open. That's right. Got that one checked off. And, you know, a lot of people are extra worried this year, concerns about COVID, numbers are starting to go up, the flu, RSV. Let me tell you, my grandbaby's doing very fine. Thank you for all those prayers and love. She's doing good. She's doing good. But we're cleaning, we're decorating, we're baking, we're cooking, we're shopping, wrapping, sending $86 to send my grandson's gifts. And then we're cleaning again after we do all that, right? Yeah. 55% of women say they're stressed at the holidays. 35% of men say they're stressed. I think that could be part of the problem. But anyway, do we want to drop out? Is that the answer? Like, just drop out, I'm not doing it anymore? I don't think so. Well, here's what I think. We simplify and we fortify. We simplify and fortify. And my ministry is all about practical spirituality. And so today, that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to start with this idea. In New Thought, we teach about facts and truth. They're not the same thing, not necessarily. Facts can be, I might have $100 in my bank account. That's not going to be enough to cover the rent and certainly no money left for Christmas presents. That could be a fact. I might have just gotten a diagnosis. That could be a fact. I might be single and wishing I was married. That could be a fact. Okay? But what's the truth? We live and move and have our being in a loving and supportive universe. We make up most of this stuff that we complain about that causes us challenges and troubles. We give it energy, not the other way around. Where does our energy come from? An infinite resource. There's an unlimited realm of possibility, unlimited spiritual realm of all substance, unformed substance, unconditioned love. And it comes into form and calls itself us. And then we, in fact, draw from that infinite, invisible realm and bring into form and call it problems, issues, or delights and joys. Yeah? That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So it's my choice whether I'm going to label my experience that I'm broke, I'm poor, I'm sick, I'm lonely. That's on me. That's on me. So this month, I'm inviting us to make a choice about the holy days. To make a choice. I choose simplicity. I choose authenticity. I choose creativity. I choose spirituality, a spiritual experience, and I choose peace. I choose peace. So I read this article, Mayo Clinic. I love reading stuff from Mayo Clinic. I trust them. I think they're a great institution. So they had 10 tips on how to have a stress-free, how to help yourself through the holidays. And so I'm adding in spiritual principle and spiritual practices to it. That's how we fortify. There's practicalities, how we simplify, and the spirituality of how we fortify. So Mayo Clinic, number 1, acknowledge. Acknowledge how you feel. Acknowledge how you feel. You don't hide your grief. You don't deny it. You don't deny the sadness. You don't deny that there's $100 in your bank account and you want more. You don't have to deny it. And Science of Mind doesn't teach that. I think that's a misnomer. But Mayo says you can't make yourself or you can't force yourself into happiness. No, and that's not what metaphysics teaches. Metaphysics teaches that we can see through the challenge to truth. We can see through when we reflect upon the situation and circumstance. We can see through it to that spiritual ideal, to that truth, right? So we don't say everything's okay when it's not okay. You break your arm, it hurts. We acknowledge that. But we do recognize that there is a divine perfection in the body and that the body naturally heals. You cut your finger, it starts to heal immediately, right? That's what we know is true. So we lift our ideas to that higher realm of wholeness, the higher realm of perfection. Ernest Holmes said, in the spiritual universe in you, I love this, it's a long reading, but it's so good. When we are confused and trying to go in 40 directions at once, just that right there, right? And then he goes on and talks about how damaging that is to us emotionally, mentally, physically. Then he says, we should turn definitely from the confusion and get by ourselves. Then come to the realization of a divine presence and a strength and a stability in its peace. In its peace. And recognize that there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is within us, and there is no confusion in that life. Mike, I think you read something real similar to that. So we begin to identify with that life. That's what we align ourselves with. Identification, he says, is one of the greatest words in the language. We use identification in our affirmations, in our treatments, right? Identifying ourselves. He says to say, I am one with God's peace. There is no confusion in me. At the center of my being, there is peace. There is nothing to be afraid of. At the center of my being, the eternal peace forever dwells in security. I have no fear. And so he goes on to say that it doesn't matter how long it takes us to get in alignment with that. I think that's important for us to remember, to be kind to ourselves, to have self-compassion, yeah? Doesn't matter how long it takes. If you really want peace, you practice these techniques. And you know what? The confusion disappears. It does leave. It absolutely leaves. So Mayo Clinic number 2, reach out. Don't deny and reach out if you need to. They say seek out community. Well, look, you're here. Thank you. Good job. Good step. All right, way to go. The other thing they say in this reaching out is they say volunteer. I kid you not. I'm not making that up. How convenient for me. There's about 8 sign-up sheets on the back table right there with some things that you can sign up to do and get involved. At home, you're not off the hook. We got things you can do online. Yeah. Jim Lockhart said in Creating the Beloved Community, which is one of my very favorite books, have read it multiple times. Now I'm reading his second one. Safe space and spiritual community is not about eliminating discomfort. It is providing a supportive place where we can experience the inevitable discomfort of deep personal introspection and spiritual growth with support and understanding. I hope you feel that. I hope you know that that's what this place is. Yeah. Mayo Clinic number 3, be realistic. The holidays don't have to be perfect. Oh man, I like that one. I like that one. You know, there were years where I was striving to set the best table, make the most, delicious exotic meal, buy 50 or more, or make 50 or more presents, the perfect present for each person, and having a magical moment, even for our adult children. We want to do that, don't we? And I ask you to look at what drives that behavior. Reflect on what drives some of those behaviors that cause us to feel stress, right? If a thought or a feeling is accompanied by pressure or stress, I guarantee you there's a false belief associated with it. It's an idea that you have that is not serving you. So here's what I think. I have for a long time been perfecting my imperfection. How's that? How's that for perfectionism? Perfecting my imperfection. Understanding who I am authentically and being with that, allowing that to come out. And with my authenticity then comes flexibility and spontaneity. Yeah? Then perfect takes on a whole different look. Then, perfect means being perfectly myself. Yeah, you like that? I know, man. Whew. Whew. It releases that pressure valve, doesn't it? It's good. Perfection means just being myself. Just being who I am. You guys do that for yourselves, right? And I think the world's going to be a better place when we all do that. So Science of Mind teaches that we're all individualizations of the one. We're unique divine expressions. That's authentic. It's not going to look the same. How can there be a perfection on that? The perfection then is that we just live up to who we are. That's all. That's all it means. That's all it means. We also teach in that oneness, in that idea that the one has taken form as us, in us, moves in as and through us, is that we have the ability of direct revelation. Sounds lofty, doesn't it? But that's what we do when we get still and quiet. And we hear that voice. That's what we do when we ask questions, envisioning, when we get ourselves into a meditation space. We do this all the time here on Sunday mornings, especially the first Sunday of the month. I lead us through some sort of inquiry, inner inquiry. Journaling can do that for you, right? We have tools, and then we're listening for and following that guidance. So in practical terms, I want to just throw a few things out here. There may be some traditions that you grew up with that just don't work for you anymore. Let them go. Keep the ones that work. Create new ones. Opening presents on Zoom with your family members that you're not getting seeing face to face, that's a new one. I think it's a cool one. There's no mess in my house afterwards. There's nothing I have to clean up. I say, leave the meeting. I love it. What's wrong with that? Some of these things, it takes courage to stand up here in front of you and admit this and think that my son or daughter might hear some of this. Again, you don't have to drop out of the holidays to enjoy it in a new way, to discover new things. They're just choices that we make. And I think part of experiencing our own divinity, part of experiencing who I am as a unique divine incarnation of the one, is to make a choice. Right? That is my spiritual prerogative, right? To make a choice. To make a choice. There's infinite choices infinite possibilities for us. And when I make a choice, that leads me to be vulnerable in front of you, and then you get to know me better. And then it's a way that we connect deeper, and it's a form of intimacy, isn't it? And what do I want more than anything else? One of my core values is to feel connected to people, to feel connected to you, to my husband. Where is he? To my girlfriends in this room that I've known since I was a teenager. And I can't do that if I'm not authentic, right? And it gives permission to do it. Gives other people permission to. Let's look at those Gen Zs for a minute. This is our 20 to 30-year-old, 20, 35-ish, right? And they're experiencing the highest level of stress this time of year because they have money challenges or social family obligations that they can't or don't want to keep up with. I remember learning this early when I had children, that it was too much. You know, when you come from divorced households, which my children do, which many of their friends do, there's too many parents, there's too many grandparents to try to go see everybody in one day, and you have little ones at home and they want to hang around and play with their new toys. Make a new choice. I'm not going to see my daughter until Thursday after Christmas. And we're going to Philippi Creek to eat lunch. That is a new thing. That is a new thing. And that's okay. As her mom, do I want to add stress to her life? Oh, hell no. That's the last thing I want to do, right? Make a new choice. In order to do that, we might have to let go of that Norman Rockwell picture, you know, the White House with the white picket fence and all the pretty white decorations, because it's so peaceful when it's just white. My house is more like Home for the Holidays, you know, with Robert Downey Jr. and Holly Hunter, and the turkey goes flying across the table, and everybody's drunk, and yeah. Except for it's tofurkey in my house. And so I have these fantasies sometimes of sitting around with my family in lotus position. Om. And that ain't gonna happen either. But like someplace in between the turkey flying across the room and Om. Like someplace where there's just peace, where I can just feel peace. And you know what? Damn it, it's up to me. It's up to me, it's up to you to create that, to claim it, to name it and claim it for yourself. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of family, Mayo Clinic, number 4, set aside differences. Accept your family members. This is not the time to air your grievances. It is not the time to try to work on things that you need to forgive each other for. And it's certainly the time to let go of your expectations. Uncle Fred's not going to drink too much this year. You know what? He may. Let go of your expectation, And then you make your choices accordingly. Choices. So these next 3 from Mayo Clinic are very practical, and I'm just going to ramble them off together. Mayo Clinic, number 5, stick to a budget before shopping. They said you can't buy their love. God, is that good? I like that. You can't buy their love. You can't buy anybody's love. Mayo Clinic, number 6, plan ahead. Your events, your parties, your shopping, your baking, put it on the calendar. Make sure it's not too full. Number 7, say no. Say no. So here's the thing. I look at that and I think, wow, I've really come a long way. I've really come a long way. Don't stress yourself financially. And they recommend making homemade gifts. I can remember I used to do that. And my girlfriend, Chris, told me one time, If you haven't started your presents by Thanksgiving, I'm not going to let you do it. You can't do it, because she saw me too many times, Christmas Eve, being fed coffee intravenously, like pushing bathrobes that all match, through the sewing machine, or Christmas tree skirts, or I made aprons one year for everybody, Oy, oy, oy. Yeah. And I'm going to give you a little tip for saying no. I love this one. I'm practicing it a lot these days. If the answer is no, what does yes look like? If the answer is no, what does yes look like? Yes might look like I'm taking a walk on the beach. It might look like, I don't know. Ask yourself, if the answer is no, what does yes look like? Ernest Holmes said in The Power of an Idea, anxiety will be resolved as we daily become conscious. I think daily is the opportune word in this reading. Anxiety will be resolved as we daily become conscious that we are being guided, guarded, and loved, being led into the pathway of peace, which includes everything of good. Again, there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. And let us live it the way it is meant to be lived. Yeah, feels good, doesn't it? Ah, man. He said reading Emerson was like drinking water. I feel like he's like drinking champagne. Mayo Clinic number 8. Don't abandon healthy habits. Speaking of champagne, this is a time of excess, isn't it? Come on, it's a time of excess. We drink too much, we eat too much, we spend too much money, too much. And then we have a hangover of guilt. Yeah, I shouldn't have spent that money. I didn't need to buy that. I didn't need to say that. Why did I stay so late? Oh my God, Yeah. I read an article in Spirituality and Health. Too many activities, too much food, too much drink, too many expectations. People become agitated, aggravated, and depressed. Is that not true? I mean, I'm not going to ask for a raise of hands, but guilty. It's true. And so their number 9, take a breather. Take a breather. Literally, they go into talking about breath work here, which I love. So spiritual practice is beautiful self-care during these holy days. It's beautiful self-care. Journaling. So we can understand what's pushing us to do more than is realistic, right? Or pulling us. Gratitude list. Raise your vibration about what you do have, what you do enjoy, what you love about the holidays or the holy days, what you love about your family. Join Julie's Monday night meditation. Plug. It's awesome. I think we only have 2 more Monday nights. 3 more. 3 more Monday nights. 3 more Monday nights. Helps you get a good night's sleep. Practical. Mayo Clinic number 10, seek help if you need it. Remember their number 1 was reach out. Well, number 1 was don't deny. Number 2 was reach out. They end their list with seek help if you need to. You have practitioners here, you have ministers here, you have people that would love to support you through spiritual principle, practice, spiritual mind treatment, and we also have therapists in our community that we can recommend. No need to go it alone when it's tough, So reach out, ask for help. Stress and depression descend on many people, and we don't need to be one of them, right? So here it is. Simplify and fortify. Simplify by making practical changes, and fortify with spiritual truth, practices, principles. I'm really happy to be here and to do this work with you. Thank you. Namaste.
Good stuff. I'm going to have to go home and listen to that again and scribble those down. So I'll make sure I remember those this week. If you know it, sing it. Joy in our hearts. And all your other parts too. I'm sorry.
Nobody else went there, Diana.
Every day is a choice to show some kindness. Part of one family, so connected, our hearts and spirits. I reach out for you, you reach out for me. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our heart. Now is the time, let's come together, count our blessings, we are grateful. We lift our voices in one chorus, my brothers, my sisters, let's celebrate. For all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. That's faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy, joy in our heart. Let's celebrate peace, peace and love, love. Let's celebrate light, light, shine, shine, shine. Let's celebrate faith, faith and hope, hope. Let's celebrate joy, 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 joy in our hearts. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shine wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. Joy, joy, joy in our hearts. I love y'all. Happy everything.
I was going to sit down back there, but then I realized nobody could see me. It'd be like a disembodied voice, so let's not do that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, season of giving. And we just heard we shouldn't try to give more than we really have to give. We have an infinite source. On the other hand, sometimes the physical realities are something different. So we want to stay within that, but we also want to recognize the truth. I love the fact versus truth, bank account versus infinite universe, infinite supply, all those kinds of things. I've had a couple of my own financial realizations in the last few weeks. You know that we had a flood we have a rental unit, had a flood, and the insurance company sent us a check for about a third of what it's going to cost to put it back together. And so we were having one of those oh my God moments. And then I thought, oh my God. Spirit, universe, there's a flow. One way or another, this is going to be A-okay. And it's going to be A-okay by, I'm thinking February, mid-February, it's going to be ready to either be sold or back on the rental market. So we're in, it's there, but we have to get out of that stuff we create, those 9 points, where we create hell on earth, basically. I always remember Michael Beckwith talking about, when we're at peace within, when we're feeling the wholeness, when we're feeling the connection, we have heaven on earth. When we're caught up in all of the weapons of mass distraction and all of the worries and the doubts and the fears, that's hell. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to die to get there. You're there now. So, here we are. You don't need another sermon either. I got inspired. I'm sorry. So this is a time of giving. It's time to support our center, this wonderful center that we come to, that we find our solace in, that we find our direction, our redirection whenever we need it. And let's support it. We're building a fabulous community. It's just wonderful. My wife keeps telling me that this is my happy place whenever I'm doing something that related to the center, and I hope that's true for you. And let's support it. Let's just give from our hearts, give from that abundance that we know is flowing in our lives right here and right now. And as you're preparing your gift, your tithe, your offering, that you're preparing it knowing that it's coming from an infinite source. And we just take a moment to bless the giver and bless the gift and know that together we're building powerful ministry right here at Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Rev G. And let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
I feel good. I do. I love being in community. I just really appreciate each one of you. Just a few announcements. We are open. We are here next week. I think it's funny that some would consider not. But I know that there's centers for spiritual living all over the world, and some of them on the minister's listserv, they're having a conversation about, are you going to be open on Sunday? I work on Sundays. I don't know what all of a sudden, this particular Sunday next week, we're not going to be open. Yeah, we're going to be here. I might be in my jammies, but we're going to be here. Yeah, we're going to be here. So if you choose to join us, that's great. If you choose to join us from home, that's great. If you choose to watch later on, that's great. You make the choice, right? You make the choice. You make the choice. We will have special music and message and meditation. And then the Sunday after that is New Year's Day. Yeah, I love New Year's Day. It's probably my favorite day of the whole year. I love New Year's Day. We will do the burning bowl ceremony out here on the patio. And, that's a good time to invite friends, really. If you have friends that you thought about introducing to our community, Burning Bowls Sunday, come and start your year off with intention, in conscious intention. So we'll be doing that, and Ann Williams will be here with her bowls, and it'll be a beautiful, beautiful, sacred time. We had 20 people, actually 19, sign up. So I made reservations for 20 people for Vista. We got that price down. If you were one of those 20 on the list last week, we got the price down to $40. Woo! I know, I'm very excited about that. Like, look at us, 20 people going to convention. So they extended the early bird also. They extended it until Friday. They sent out an email until the 6th. So I would assume if more people than 20 wanted to do it, we probably could still get that same price, I would imagine. So let me know if you're interested. And if there's one person in this room that wants to pick up that last spot, let me know. Again, it's online. You can do it whenever you want because they record it. So you don't actually have to be there at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday for some workshop. You can, it's recorded and you can watch it the following week. And what we're going to be doing, now that we've got this group of 20, what we're going to be doing is hosting some watch parties after the fact. Like the next week or the week after, and we'll get together and watch, the music and keynote speaks or a couple of the workshops or whatever we choose to do. Because we make the choices, right? We make the choices. All right, so just see me if you want more information about that because I did pull the list. But as I said earlier, there's lots of other things back there to sign up for. I actually put some more out because Hector, he's so astute, my room manager here, I had left some stuff out, so there's more. There's even a sheet on there for the garden club, and you may not know that, but I did talk to Annie about it. Oh, okay. So, yeah, you signed up? Oh, good. It's at Michelle's house. Okay, and Pam, okay. They were there working yesterday, I understand, very long and got a lot done. It looks beautiful, so, here's to you guys. You are building community. You're loving the earth. You're getting out there and working in the sun and the soil. It's awesome. It's awesome. If you're not on our email list, sign up. You can sign up. And if you want prayer, you can sign up for that too. You can grab a practitioner this morning. We can go sit over there in the sun and pray. You can email us, prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. You can fill out a form. Lots of ways to be supported here in community. And with that, I am going to back out of the way and let us sing the...
Let us stand and close with a peace song. How about
peace song. Thanks for being here.
2 measures. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, companions all are we. Let us walk with each other